हरि ओम। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। हरि ओम। Bhagavad Gita, a conversation with God daily. In this series, today, chapter 6, shloka number 33. Arjuna uvacha yoyam yogastvaya proktaha samyena madhusudana yetasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat sthitim sthiram. Krishna has been explaining about Dhyana Yoga, how it should be done, certain rules to be followed, how to control the mind gradually, and one who succeeds in yoga, how he sees himself in all living beings and how he sees all living beings in himself. And such a person, even if he is in this world, in this body, doing various actions, still he is eternally free. He is liberated. And now, after hearing all this, Arjuna says, Yo ayam yogas tvaya proktaha samyena madhusudana. Hey Krishna, this yoga which you had explained so far, as controlling the mind, single pointed concentration, looking at Brahman everywhere. Brahman alone exists, nothing else. So, thoughts totally focused on that Brahman. You explained all that, okay. But, etasya aham na pashyami chanchalatvat sthitim sthiram. But, Krishna, I don't think I'll be able to follow this. I don't think even if I follow it, I don't think I can remain in that for very long. Because chanchalatvat, my mind always wavers. This seems to be very difficult for me. Controlling the thoughts totally, not going after any of the worldly objects. Totally concentrating only on the Brahman. No, I don't think that will be possible for me. And even if I do it, it's not going to be a permanent thing. I will ultimately give up one day. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, the mind by nature is wavering. It keeps running after various things. It's a mad monkey. This mind is always compared with a monkey. And Pramathi Balavadridam, it gets agitated very easily for various things. Whether it be a small thing or whether it be some great problem, immediately the mind gets agitated. We get tensed. So many thoughts keep bombarding it from various directions. And Bhalavad, it's so strong. It is so very strong. Like the shark. A shark, it cannot be cut. It's very hard to cut through the skin of a shark. Like that, totally withdrawing the mind from everything is just next to impossible. Dridam. And it is just so obstinate. It just refuses to be controlled. Vishaya vasananu baddhataya durbhedyam. Vishaya vasanas, the vasanas that are coming from the previous births. Since so many births, we have been bringing down this nature of ours. What we are today is the result of all our previous births. So, it is the vasana. Even a child, a small baby that is born, it shows its own characteristic nature. Some people, actually, some kids are so well behaved. They have a very good temperament, easygoing, so pleasant with everyone. And some kids, they throw tantrums. They just, they don't like speaking to people. And some kids, they are jealous of others. Right from a very small age, we can see all these in kids. These are all vasanas, what you bring down from the previous births. So, one's thoughts, one's mind is formed of all these vasanas. They are so strong that even after you die, you take it to the next birth. Means how strong they are. So it is very difficult to just change them, to give them up. It's very difficult. Chanchalam hi Manakrishna, this mind, it actually forcefully pulls the senses towards outer objects. I may try very much to control it, but somehow or the other, it is attracted only towards other things. It is not attracted towards God. We find watching TV or listening to something else more interesting than listening to Bhagavad Gita. That is the nature of human mind. It gets so very easily distracted towards other things. Tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. So, I think controlling it is just totally impossible. Like how you cannot control the wind. When wind just blows, you cannot control it. Like that, controlling the flow of these thoughts is totally impossible. Says Arjuna. Now Krishna replies. Shri Bhagavan asamshayam mahabaho manodurnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Krishna says, oh, great Arjuna, the valorous one. Yes, of course, the controlling of the mind, whose very nature is to run after various objects, is difficult. Yes, it is a difficult thing. But abhyasena tu kaunteya, with practice, again and again, that thoughts may go after various worldly objects, but you should again and again bring it back to God. You just train it to find happiness in God-related things. You again and again bring back your thoughts towards God. First, initially, listening to Bhagavad Gita daily 20 minutes might have been a bit difficult. But once you keep doing it daily, then it will become your practice. By now, okay, you will be having a particular time to listen to it. You just listen, half an hour. It's over. And it doesn't seem like a big thing. So, everything with practice, you get it. And vairagyena, you should have that sense of detachment. Whenever you have desire for something, then you should just say to yourself, no, this will ultimately land me in grief. This is not going to give me eternal happiness. This happiness is just nothing compared to that Brahmananda. These are all just ephemeral. Like this, the various minus points regarding those particular desires, you should keep telling yourself, and you should develop that sense of detachment. No, I don't need all this. By doing this, by practicing this constantly, ultimately you will succeed. Mahabaho, you have been victorious in so many wars, Arjuna. Arjuna, who knows no defeat at all, who has got such strong power in his arms. Now, you just fight this war too like that. Now you should be strong inside. With constant practice and such determination, you will definitely succeed. Asamyatatmana yogi dushprapa iti me matihi vasyatmana tu yatata shakyo avaptumupayataha. And the Lord says, if one does not control the mind by constant practice and developing a sense of detachment, then he cannot succeed in yoga abhyasa. Vashyatmana tu yatata. But one who tries hard and controls his mind by following whatever has been said so far, he will definitely succeed. Now again Arjuna asks, Arjuna uvacha ayati shraddhayopeto yoga chalita manasaha aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gatim krishna gacchati. Now Arjuna asks, okay, somebody is very much interested in yoga abhyasa. He sincerely starts practicing yoga, but in due course, he gives up. He doesn't put in that much effort. He doesn't work that hard, and his mind gets attracted to various worldly things, and finally he loses track. So, he will not succeed in his yogic practice. What is his state, Krishna? What happens to such a person? He actually fails in his yogic practice. What happens to him? Kachinno bhaya vibrashtaha chinnabhramiva nashyati apratishto mahabaho vimudo brahmana pathi. And now he has been destroyed both ways because he wanted to practice yoga. He actually gave up his material life, inclination towards that and all actions concerned with that, he has already given up. And now in yoga also he has failed. Halfway through, he has lost interest in performing this yoga also. So, in worldly life also, he has become a failure. In his spiritual pursuit also, he has failed. Such a person, will he be destroyed or still there is hope for him? What happens? Will he be destroyed like a shattered cloud? Asks Arjuna. A cloud that is just shattered, that is gone, cannot then give rain. It doesn't shower as rain thereafter. Like that, this yogi who has failed, will he be destroyed totally? See, anyone, if we are going to start something, then that fear arises. What if I am not able to complete it? What if I just give up halfway through? Then what will happen? Now Arjuna asks that. Yetan me samshayam Krishna chetumarhasi aseshataha twadanyas samshayasyasya chetana hyupapadyate. And Krishna, you will have to clear this doubt of mine. Totally. I should not have even an iota of doubt. And I don't see anyone other than you who is capable of doing it. There may be so many rishis, there may be so many scholars, or even there may be so many devas, other gods. But you being Sarvajna, omniscient, that supreme Brahman, the all-knowing God, who is more suitable to clear my doubt? Being Sarvajna, he actually is totally wise. There is nothing that he doesn't know. So his jnana, his wisdom is complete. And being the Antaryami of Arjuna, he very well knows what are actually the doubts of Arjuna. One should actually understand the doubt. Then only one can reply, right? Understanding the doubts of the student is very important for a teacher to actually clear it. Now Krishna is totally qualified in both ways. Understanding the disciple and also clearing the doubt of the disciple. So Arjuna says, you are the best person to clear this doubt of mine. We'll stop with this for today. Tomorrow we'll see what Krishna says for this question of Arjuna. Okay? Hari Om.